Hello everyone, this is Dr. Atish Daryapurkar from Triple IT Nagpur. You all know that man and materials have had a symbiotic relationship through the ages. Earlier, they have very few materials to use, and depending on the materials, they designated civilization as Stone Age, Bronze Age, Iron Age, etc. With time, man realized that heat treatment and addition of one material to another could change the properties of materials. With this knowledge, they discovered thousands of materials with specialized characteristics that meet the needs of our modern society. The progress of human civilization is closely linked to the development in materials. You all know that science and technology have made amazing developments in the design of electronic and machinery using standard materials. Standard materials have been traditionally divided into three basic groups, namely metal, ceramic, and polymers. This classification is primarily based on atomic structure and chemical makeup. Later, three other groups of engineering materials added, which are composite semiconductors, and biomaterials. There is a continuous search on materials with improved properties like good mechanical strength, high stability, large conductivity, and many more based on the necessity of the applications. A number of new materials such as metallic glasses, liquid crystal, shape memory alloy, biomaterials have been discovered for high technological applications. These materials have a properties that scientists can manipulate. Today, I will discuss about one of the new or modern engineering materials, that is metallic glasses. It is also known as smart engineering materials. Today, in this session, I will cover what is metallic glasses, types of metallic glasses, how can we synthesize metallic glasses, their properties, and of course, few applications. You all know that solids are divided basically into three types: amorphous solid, crystalline solid, and single crystal solid. Amorphous solids are generally referred to as a supercooled liquid since they do not possess long range order. The arrangement of atoms within amorphous materials is not periodic and regular. Glass is a familiar example of amorphous solids. On the other hand, metal has regular periodic arrangement of atoms in the crystal structure, and they have a short range order. This region, this order region in the crystalline solids are known as grains, and the grains are divided by the boundaries that are known as the grain boundaries. Now glass is obtained from liquid glass when cooling rate is high enough to bypass crystallization. Similarly, liquid alloy form metallic glasses on solidification under cooling rates rapid enough to suppress the crystal phase. Now metals has few properties. Metals are malleable, ductile, and glass are brittle, transparent, and non-magnetic. Then scientists thought, can we have a new type of materials which can share both the properties and useful for a specific application? The answer is yes. The metallic glasses is the materials, it is the smart materials which can share or which share the properties of metals and glass or amorphous. So they are strong, ductile, malleable, and opaque like metal, and in addition, they have amorphous structure, brittleness, and high corrosion resistance like glass. As they are amorphous solids, they are also known as amorphous materials. Now, this phenomena has been discovered in 1970 that some of the metals can be produced in the amorphous state if they are cooled rapidly from the liquid state to solid state. Thus, one can produce amorphous metallic solids on cooling from liquid phase to the solid phase at high cooling rates of the order of 106 degrees Celsius per second. The amorphous metallic solids thus formed are known as a metallic glass. Now, metallic glass are amorphous metals with non-crystalline structure that are produced by solidification of liquid alloy. Now the question is, what is glass transition temperature? Many metallic glasses has a glass transition temperature in the range of 20 to 300 degrees Celsius. It is represented by TGE. Now what is glass transition temperature? The temperature at which the frozen liquid reaches the glassy state is known as a glass transition temperature. The glass to liquid transition is reversible, and upon heating, metallic glasses exhibits the transition at TG. Type of metallic glasses. Metallic glasses are of mainly two types depending on their base materials used for preparation. First one is metal glasses. These glasses are formed through a combination of metals, for example copper zirconium, NiMb, magnesium zinc. Other type is metalloid glasses. This is prepared by the combination of metals like Fe, CO, nickel with metalloids like boron, silicon, carbon and phosphorus. What is metalloids? It is the materials which has properties in between metals and non-metals or that has a mixture of them. Now the composition ranges are found to be varied for each system as shown on the slide. Now in addition to these two types, there are third one that is called as a rare earth transition metallic glasses, and it is synthesis or it is a combination of rare earth like gadolinium cobalt, gadolinium ferrous or gadolinium terbium ferrous. Now both types of glasses are stable at room temperature and above. Some are capable of withstanding temperature of the order of 773 Kelvin without crystallization. Now there is a question in mind how we can synthesize these metallic glasses. So let's see. Metallic glasses are prepared by cooling molten metal to the glassy state at a cooling rate high enough to bypass crystallization. The cooling rate for glass formation varies from material to materials. Now the question is why we require high cooling rate? Because if in any case, if we have a low cooling rate, then the molten metal or liquid metals can directly transform into the crystalline metals and we will get the crystalline metals. And hence, to capture the metallic glass phase, we required high cooling rate. Now we can prepare metallic glasses using several techniques. We will discuss here melt spinning method, which is widely used technique to synthesize metallic glasses. Melt spinning method is widely used method for the large scale production of metallic glasses. The alloy is filled in a refractory tube having a taper head. This is the refractory tube. The crucible is heated by an induction coil or induction heater. The alloy is melted under inert gas atmosphere like helium gas, and when the gas pressure is increased, it is sprayed through the fine nozzle at the end of the crucible. The molten mixture is directly laid onto a copper belt located below the refractory tube and rotating at a very high speed. The molten alloy falling on the cooler copper belt is solidified and forms a thin ribbon of about 0.0025 centimeter thick and 15 centimeter wide, which is wound on a spool. The main advantage of this method is that the metallic glass is obtained in the form of continuous ribbon having a uniform cross section and reproducible properties. Now the question is, can we synthesis metallic glasses of pure metal using melt spinning method? The answer is no. We cannot synthesize metallic glasses using melt spinning method. The reason is that pure metals are difficult to form in the glasses state because they require very fast cooling rate. However, they can be produced by atomic deposition techniques like sputtering. We will discuss further. Sputtering technique is another common technique which is specially used for the formation of amorphous semiconductor and metals. Sputtering is the vacuum deposition process in which atoms are released from the target under the bombardment of positive ions and deposited on the substrate. So this process happens at much lower temperature than other evaporation techniques. It consists of sputtering chamber which is opened first, and then the substrate is mounted in a vacuum chamber on a substrate holder. It can be a mirror polysilicon single crystal attached to the anode, or you can use another substrate depending on your application. Then target, which is the cathode, consists of base materials or source materials, or the materials of which you want to deposit the thin films is fixed on the substrate holder. Then whole chamber is evacuated. After that, inert gas argon is introduced. Argon is introduced into the vacuum chamber at low pressure. A gas plasma is struck using an RF power source, causing the gas to become ionized ions. Then the positive ions are accelerated towards the surface of the target, causing atoms of the source material to break off from the target in vapor form and condense on the substrate and form a thin layer of metallic glass on the substrate. As for evaporation, the basic principle of sputtering is same for all sputtering technology. The difference typically relates to the manner in which the ions bombardment of the target is realized, or the source to use for ionization, and depending on that, there are two types of sputtering: DC sputtering and RF sputtering. So overall, sputtering technique took place in four steps. In the first step, ions are generated and directed at the target. In the second step, the ions sputter the target atoms. In the third step, the ejected atoms are transported to the substrate, and in the fourth state, atoms condense and form a thin films of desired materials. So in this way, the metallic glasses can be synthesized using melt spinning method and sputtering techniques. Further, we will discuss the thermodynamic properties, electrical properties, magnetic properties, mechanical properties, and chemical properties of the metallic glasses. First, we will consider the thermodynamic properties. Now, glass transition is a phenomena that occurs when a liquid undergoes configurational freezing to become a solid. Now, this is the graph represent temperature dependent study of viscosity of the material. Now it is clearly seen that when temperature is reduced from Tm, that is melting temperature, and Tg is the glass transition temperature. So when temperature is reduced or decreased, then there is a sudden increase in the viscosity of the materials. Now why this is so? Because when we reduce the temperature, the atomic mobility is reduced to a large extent, and there is a dramatic increase in viscosity, and hence the material loses its fluidity. Figure represents the heat capacity variation as a function of temperature. Now, it is observed that the heat capacity increases on an intermediate temperature range and vanish at very low temperature. Near Tg, an anomalous increase is observed as shown in figure. The thermal conductivity of metallic glass at room temperature is generally of the same order of magnitude as that of a crystalline alloy. Structural properties of metallic glass. If you see this image, this is the image of crystalline structure, that is metals. Now in metal there is a regular periodic arrangement of atoms and it consists of small order region. That small order regions is known as a grain. Now these grains are divided by the boundaries known as the grain boundaries. On the other hand, you have a amorphous structure or a metallic glass like structure. Now these metallic glass do not possess grain boundaries and dislocation defect. Now because of this, metallic glasses has a superior properties compared to their crystalline metals. Metallic glass exhibits high mechanical strength, good ductility, magnetic behavior, very high elastic limit, and resistance to wear and corrosion. If you compare a structure of crystalline metals and nanocrystalline means amorphous metal, that is metallic glass, it is observed that misaligned planes of atoms slip past each other easily in metal. So it is absorb energy and allow dislocation to move, which results in permanent deformation. On the other hand, dislocation moments is obstructed in amorphous metal, so absorb less energy and rebounds elastically to its initial shape. The atomic packing is of a tetrahedral close packing structure. These materials do not possess long range anisotropy. Now, what do you mean by anisotropy? Anisotropy means that these materials having a physical properties which has a different value when measured in different directions. Means physical properties are dependent on the direction of the measurement. That is called a anisotropy. Now they can be easily made into the ribbons. And because of these structural properties, metallic glass exhibits superior properties than the metal. Electrical properties of metallic glasses. Electrical resistivity of metallic glasses is high and it does not vary much with the temperature. So, AD current losses are very small in metallic glasses due to their high resistivity. Now, what do you mean by AD current losses? When an alternating magnetic field is applied to the magnetic material, an EMF, that is voltage electromotive force induced in the material itself according to the Faraday law of electromagnetic induction. Since the magnetic material is conducting material, this EMF circulates the current within the body of the material. These circulating current are called as the AD currents. They will occur when the conductor experiences a changing magnetic field. As these currents are not responsible for doing any useful work and it produces a loss in the magnetic material known as an eddy current loss. It means that if material has a high electrical resistivity, in that case the eddy current loss of that material will be low. It is observed that the Hall coefficient of metallic glasses is found to have both positive and negative signs. It means that this indicates that the current through metallic glasses is due to the conduction of electrons and holes as in case of crystalline states. Few metalloid glass based on molybdenum, ruthenium, rhenium and niobium exhibit superconductivity at the particular temperature. Metallic magnetic properties of metallic glasses. The amorphous metallic magnetic glasses consist of various combinations of ferromagnetic material like ferrous, cobalt and nickel with metalloids boron and silicon. These materials have a superior soft magnetic properties. Eddy current loss. You know that the material, if the material has a higher resistivity, then the eddy current loss will be less. Further, we can reduce this eddy current loss by decreasing the thickness of the materials. They have a very low hysteresis energy losses. It reflects from its narrow hysteresis loops. Now, metallic glasses can be magnetized and demagnetized very easily because of the high maximum permeability. The Curie temperature of the metallic glass is slightly lower than of crystalline metal because of the dilution effect of metalloid elements and atomic disorder in metallic glasses. And the corrosivity of ferromagnetic metallic glasses is lower because of random fluctuation in the amorphous phase. Mechanical properties of metallic glasses. Now we discuss about the structural property and we come to know how this is different than the metals. Now because of that different properties, it exhibits the unique mechanical properties. So metallic glass are stronger than metals and alloy because of the absence of defects and dislocation in their structure. Metallic glass have a better corrosion resistance than the crystalline metals. Metallic glass are highly ductile. In general, filament of metallic glass can be used low cost, high performance structural reinforcements elements as they are stronger and stiffer. The toughness is very high. If you compare the toughness with the ceramic, then the fracture resistance is greater than the ceramic. The elastic constant of metallic glass are smaller, however the yield strength and the hardness are typically much greater than those of a crystalline solids. That is, relative strength is greater than 0.02 times of that metals. Chemical properties of metallic glasses. Now, chromium containing metallic glass have high corrosion resistance due to the formation of protective oxide thin films in a variety of chemically hostile environments. Amorphous iron-nickel metalloids alloy are used for catalytic synthesis of hydrocarbons by hydrogenation of carbon monoxide. Why? The amorphous metal possesses structural fluctuation on the scale of atomic dimension. Each local atomic environment is distinct and varies over the surface. Hence, the surface exhibits a distribution of chemically active sites which leads to catalytic properties, and therefore the amorphous state is more active than the crystalline state. As we discuss the structural, electrical, magnetic, chemical, and mechanical properties of metallic glasses. Because of these unique properties, it has been used in the various applications. First, we will discuss the application in the field of electrical, electronics, and magnetic field. So, metallic glasses are used as a transformer core materials in high power transformer because of their low loss. Transformer having core of made from metallic glass is found to have 8 times less core loss and require about 20 times less current for excitation compared to equal size commercial transformer having a crystalline silicon core. In addition, size and weight is very less. Further, metallic glasses are also used in many inductive components such as reactors, inverter transformer, choke for magnetic switches, tape recorder heads, magnetic shield, etc. So magnetic recording heads made of metallic glasses are superior in overall performance to those made of ferrites and because of their high flux density and high wear resistance. Also, it is used in various electrical resistance, cryothermometers, magnetoresistance, computer memories, and magnetic memory sensors, and again different kind of sensors. However, application of the magnetic glasses in the electrical, electronic, and magnetic fields are under development. Metallic glasses have a application in biomedical field also because these are suitable for cutting and making surgical instruments due to high resistance to corrosions. They can be used as a prosthetic materials for implementation in human body. Metallic glasses are very much useful in nuclear reactor engineering because of its unique properties. As the magnetic properties of the metallic glasses are not affected by irradiation and so they are used in making containers for nuclear waste disposal. Chromium and phosphorus based metallic glasses have high corrosion resistance and so they are used in inner surface of the reactor vessels. These materials are used in the preparation of magnets for fusion reactors and magnets for leviated trains. You know that metallic glasses exhibits high ductility, good strength and corrosion resistance, and because of this property it is used, or metallic glasses are used in making springs for different applications and razor blades. Metallic glasses possess good tensile strength and are superior to common steels, and they are used as a reinforcing elements in concrete, plastic and rubber. Metallic glass can also be used for making watch cases to replace nickel and other metals which can cause allergic reaction. Superconducting metallic glasses are be used to produce high magnetic field and magnetic levitation effects. I would like to declare that many of the content such as text, figures, images, photos, audio and video in the PowerPoint has been taken as it is from various books, research papers and websites. This information has been used for academic purpose and not for commercial. I would like to acknowledge and thank all the anonymous authors, co-authors, designers and photographers for the information which I have taken from the various sources. Thank you very much for your attention and watching video. Hope you understood the concept in better way. Keep learning, happy learning, have a nice day.